Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Times Now with me, Priya Behel. The story that we're getting to you at this hour is about Sajid Mir. India has called out China at a global stage yet again for shielding terror. India has denounced China's move to block a proposal at the United Nations to designate Pakistan-based elite terrorist Sajid Mir as a global terrorist. He is wanted, remember, for his involvement in 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. In a sharply worded statement, India has said that if the proposal to blacklist the terrorist did not get through despite US and others backing it, India has righteous reasons to believe that something is genuinely wrong with global counter-terrorism architecture. India has also chastised China for petty geopolitical interests and the lack of genuine political will to sincerely fight terrorism. In fact, India has been fully backed by the United States as well. Watch how India and America have called out the overt terror backer.
If we cannot get established terrorists who have been proscribed across global landscapes, listed under the Security Council architecture for pure geopolitical interests, then we really do not have the genuine political will needed to sincerely fight this challenge of terrorism. 15 years after the Mumbai terror attacks, its masterminds have not yet been brought to justice.
Our belief in that designation, I think, speaks for itself, and I'd leave it at there. There is a very robust defense cooperation between the United States and India, and we are working and will continue to work to see if we can improve and deepen that defense cooperation.
In fact, to substantiate its argument, India has even played out the audio tape of Sajid Mir, the man that China is trying to shield. In this tape, he can be heard directing the terrorists laying siege to Chabad House during the 26/11 attacks. Watch how he directs them to shoot indiscriminately at innocents.
बंदा जो है ना वो हमेशा कर रहा है, तो जो जहाँ पे आपको मूवमेंट नजर आती है, बंदा जिस छत पे चल रहा है, कोई आ रहा है जा रहा है, उसको फाइट ठोको, उसे नहीं पता यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है। इंशाल्लाह।
Radhika, hundreds of lives were lost in the terror attacks, and now China once again playing hand in hand with Pakistan in blocking the designation being given to one of the accused.
Certainly, as far as India is concerned, this is a huge setback, something that has been condemned by India. Certainly, the fact that China has decided to block that proposal by India to tag Sajid Mir as a global terrorist. Now, let me remind you of what happened on 26/11. I'm standing outside Leopold Cafe, one of the places where terrorists had fired indiscriminately. These are the bullet shots. These are the proofs here, right here, bullet shot marks that are still visible outside Leopold Cafe. At least about 10 people were shot at, 10 people died inside Leopold Cafe. A total of 166 people had lost their lives in those coordinated shooting attacks that happened across the city of Mumbai, in South Bombay, not just in Leopold but in several other places, and not just locals, civilians, Indian civilians that were killed, but foreign nationals, security personnel, illustrious police officials were killed in those attacks, and 300 people were injured. And of course, the 10 terrorists that had that had descended on Indian soil were, of course, killed. 9 of them killed, and Ajmal Kasab, of course, hanged to death. However, the masterminds, we're talking about the masterminds who are still being protected by Pakistan. Sajid Mir was the mastermind. He was instrumental in directing these terrorists to sort of carry out these attacks, not just in Chabad House but also in Taj and several other places as well. He had in fact executed many of them over phone calls with the terrorists. He was a main handler as far as 26/11 is concerned, somebody who is at the moment being protected, shielded by not just Pakistan but also China as well. So certainly justice continues to elude the victims of 26/11.
Right. Clearly, those wounds are yet to heal, and China only adding salt to them. Not just at the United Nations, even outside, the country has been pincered by India and US for its expansionist politics. While PM Modi said that India is fully prepared to protect its own sovereignty, President Biden also openly tagged Chinese President Xi Jinping a dictator. A red-faced and rattled China now lashes out, saying that it is absurd to call Xi Jinping a dictator, even saying that it's a blatant political provocation which is contrarian to facts and against diplomacy. Listen in to former diplomat KB Fabian's take on this.
ये अंडरस्टैंड करना चाहिए कि जैसे चाणक्य कहा, हर देश का पड़ोसी में एक देश है हमको नेचुरल एनिमी की तरफ देखता है, लेकिन भारत को दो नेचुरल एनिमी है। आप जानते हैं कौन है, और ये नेचुरल दो में बहुत डीप नेक्सस भी है। या जोनकर भी कहता है कि जो भारत चाहता था यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ने किया, क्योंकि भारत सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल में मेंबर नहीं है अभी, तो सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल में मोशन इंट्रोड्यूस करने के लिए यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ने किया। ये अच्छा है।
Radhika, this is not the first time that China has done what it is doing right now, but tell us a little bit more about exactly what the role of Sajid Mir has been, what has been done in terms of prosecution, and how has Pakistan tried to shield him on more than one occasions.
That's right. Sajid Mir is being shielded by Pakistan on more than one occasion. Of course, now he's a convict in Pakistan. He's serving 15 years at this point. However, it was the same Pakistan that had earlier said that he has died. But then after which, of course, that was proved wrong. Of course, India and the US were skeptical about several of these claims made by Pakistan in terms of all the masterminds, including Sajid Mir. As far as his role is concerned, he was instrumental in directing. He was the external handler as far as the entire 26.
And which is why this outrage over what China has done. Thank you for